What's up, nerds? Tony from Them Nerds here to profile a seminal Marvel villain and sometimes anti-hero, the skull-faced fighting phenom, Taskmaster. Featured as the villain in the Black Widow standalone film, Taskmaster may not be familiar to the casual fan, but he has made appearances in nearly every corner of the Marvel Universe since his debut in May 1980's Avengers number 195. But before we break down this classic villain, do me a big favor and hit those like and subscribe buttons to keep them nerds trucking down the geek highway. Thanks. Alright, let's talk backstory. Tony Masters was born with what doctors called photographic reflexes, which allowed him to watch something one time and know how to do it. As a kid, he uses this to show off cowboy rope tricks that he saw on TV, Olympic difficulty high dives he saw one time, and perfect quarterback skills that he saw on a professional football game and then proceeded to demonstrate on the high school football field. After contemplating using these skills for good, he thinks, I want money. And he becomes a trainer to the stars, if by stars we mean supervillains and criminal organizations. He's a top-notch mercenary who trains recruits for the likes of Red Skull, among others. He finds he can also mimic superpowers from time to time using only his photographic reflex abilities. While his skull face mask is his most recognizable feature, you might also see something familiar about his weapons. That's because he carries a shield just like Captain America, a bow and arrow just like Hawkeye, web shooters just like Spidey, batons just like Daredevil, pistols just like the Punisher, and a sword just like Dane Whitman, aka the Black Knight. Oh, and they aren't cosplay. He knows exactly how to use them in the exact style of their original users. Can you see why he's such a pain in the neck of Marvel's heroes? Taskmaster has also been recruited by S.H.I.E.L.D. during the 50 State Initiative, and he worked with the Thunderbolts for a time. He's been everywhere. Most fans will become familiar with Taskmaster in the new film Black Widow, where he will come into conflict with Natasha and Yelena as he completes missions for the Red Room, aka the training center that turns out Black Widow assassins. Whether this will be his only appearance in the MCU or just the beginning of his tenure, he will undoubtedly leave an indelible mark in the minds of the viewing audience. Of course, spoilers, if you have not seen the Black Widow film, turn away now. If you have seen the film, you know that Taskmaster was taken in a completely different direction. That turned out to be Dreykov's daughter, who was being controlled. It was a whole different vibe. Now, it remains to be seen whether the MCU is going to continue with this version as their only version of Taskmaster or not. Remains to be seen. Thanks for watching and listening, nerds. Don't forget to follow us on social media at WeThemNerds on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You might win this Shang-Chi Funko Pop by subscribing and commenting on our content. Be good to each other. Later, nerds.